For nearly 10 years now, I've been using old Toyota trucks to travel to some of the most interesting, remote, and wild places in this world. These trucks have taught me a lot about myself and how vehicles work. They've brought me to some of the most unforgettable places and introduced me to a genuine community of people who love these trucks for better and for worse. I'm looking back now after 10 years of use with this brand, and I ask myself, why Toyota? What is the big deal about these machines? I've started asking myself these kinds of questions lately, and after putting in some serious work into rebuilding an old Tacoma to drive to the Arctic Circle, I think I might have found at least one of the answers to my questions. There's a reason people fight to keep old Toyotas alive, refusing to let them fade into what a natural life cycle of a vehicle would be, or should be. I used to think it was just because they're simple and easy to work on and cheap to keep on the road, and while that's all true, it still doesn't explain the devotion. It's taken me years of driving, wrenching, and being around all sorts of vehicles to finally understand it. Old Toyotas are built different, with a kind of honesty that's very rare. What I've come to realize about these machines is that they are excellent at being themselves. They don't beg for attention, they don't need constant validation, they were designed to do a job, do it well, and keep doing it long after the rest of the world has moved on. In a culture that rewards convenience and disposability, these trucks quietly rebel. They endure. They're not perfect, they rattle, they rust, and they leak, but they invite you into a relationship built on trust and effort. And somewhere in that process of keeping one alive, you start to feel like you're preserving something bigger than just a truck. You're holding on to a time when things were built to be fixed, not replaced. It's the same appreciation you might feel for anything that truly excels at being itself. A well-worn pair of leather boots that mold to your stride. A sharp knife that does exactly what it's meant to do. A paperclip that's so simple it can't be improved. There's a strange kind of beauty in that, in objects that don't try to be more than they are. Old Toyotas belong to that same philosophy. They aren't luxurious or flashy, and they don't pretend to be. They're just relentlessly good at being cars and trucks. And maybe that's what draws people in. Because when you spend enough time around things that are good at being themselves, you start wanting to be a little more like that too. So when I turn the key and that old Toyota fires up once again, it reminds me that not everything worth keeping needs to be new. Some things earn their value by lasting, by being repaired, rebuilt, and relied on. And maybe that's the real reason I keep driving these things. Because every time I head down another long, empty road, I'm reminded that simplicity and durability aren't just qualities in a truck, they're choices in how you can live your life. Anyway, that's my soapbox about old Toyota trucks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.